Meh. I'll just go live. It's easier for me to just hit the go live button than to care. I'm now live, by the way. So
I'm back. Sorry, what happened?
I'm now live.
Oh, you're live.
So this is the Such Bullshit podcast, episode 6, regarding the U.S. Secretary of Treasury and, you know, how effectively Congress has fucked the entire economy in the United States. I am, I have open mic on Discord for all these podcasts. I'm being joined by No Name Animator who resides in Mexico. And I don't know anything about Mexico's economy, its government, or, you know, what the hell, how they're handling it. But I'd like to know from you if you have any clue as to what's going on with unemployment in Mexico and what kind of status and government help do they give.
I know it's shit.
Well, explain it. Because I know it is shit.
I don't know where to start. So, it has basically like the same problems as America, but you know how Mexico is like a shitty version of America?
Basically.
So it's basically the same shit going on, but with less value here.
I mean, do you guys have any government assistance programs?
Assistance programs? I think we all have presidents.
No, I mean, like, do you have, like, food stamps? Do you have...
Yes.
Oh,
hey Snip.
Hey, Snip, how you doing?
Food stamps? Like given by the government?
Yeah.
You'll be surprised that I don't even know. I know there's the government just giving food to the poor people on the streets. I know that happens a lot, but I don't know if it's just for the news, for the people to look at, or if that actually happens.
I mean, a lot of people do end up taking their food stamps from the United States of America, and then they go across the border with it, and then they sell it in Mexico. I've heard people doing that. And, like, a huge ring operation. It's pretty... I mean, my view of the food stamps program for the entire United States is just a fucking shit show of a joke. People have stolen food stamp cards, hundreds of thousands. There was multiple rings broken up, like where they found whole warehouses just filled with cards. Just bought and sold cards. Welfare should be abolished. I agree. Should be abolished.
Is that illegal?
It is illegal, but people do sell their food stamps cards for like half the amount in cash. People do it all the time.
Yeah, that's a big problem in Mexico. Illegal shit, it's so common that people don't even bother to arrest or to take actions against it.
If someone pulls a Trump is blank bullshit insert quote here, please put an end to that because it doesn't belong to this topic. Yeah, true. Unfortunately, a lot of people that hate Trump are so blind that the fucking economy is so screwed up. Stephen Mnuchin, which I don't know if I'm pronouncing his name correct because it's Hebrew, he is the 77th Secretary of Treasury in the United States, and the guy is a fucking moron because he was the one who admits that giving out too much money was a mistake. But he, in turn, was the one who authorized the bill to give it all out. You're the chain of command that controls our economy across all the fucking states in the U.S. What are you doing, my guy? Like, and you want to give us another surplus check? What we need is a fucking tax break in the U.S. for the essential worker who, you know, the people who have lost their jobs that have gone out to get shittier underpaid jobs, only getting, you know, not even close to full time because there's almost no money flow that isn't touched by the government flowing around to actually give out to a worker. So then you have people who are working near, you know, full time, only getting $300 a week compared to someone sitting on their ass getting $250 a week. What kind of a broken system is that? And you have the fucking 77th United States Secretary's, you know, treasurer admitting it's a fuck up. What?
I'm talking to Snip. Hey Snip, do you want some cheese? Have some cheese here.
I wish I had some cheese. Sometimes I dream about cheese. But welfare, Social Security, should be abolished and rewritten. I can understand that, you have elderly who, weren't the brightest cookies young and didn't really collect on, toward retirement. They didn't put in anything toward it. And then you have people that injure themselves and can't go back and make the decision of, oh, I screwed up, I should have put money into disability or something. But we pay these taxes, without choice. We pay taxes for unemployment, Social Security, FICA. Look at your next pay stub. The next time you walk out of the stream and you stop watching me right now, go look at your pay stub and look at all the fucking taxes you get, and then compare it to how much money you could have made, and then compare it to a check from 1 year ago and see the difference of how much you were taxed. That's if you still have your old job from a year ago, which if you do, then good for you. You can then compare how screwed up our taxes have gotten. And then Stephen Mnuchin, again, Hebrew name, I'm just going to say Steve for the rest of the stream. You have a guy like Steve who wants to give out another surplus check and then is begging Trump to bail out multiple states. First off, Trump is looking at Stephen like he's a fucking moron. You gotta be the dumbest idiot to give out more surplus checks, screwing our economy even more when we're already in a national debt of so much fucking money. I'm not gonna sit here and try to explain myself, but you've effectively put us 5, 7, not even, I would say more, 20 years backward in terms of national debt to work off over a pandemic that could have been handled more upfront, more officially, instead of automated lazily, while a person like you has a net value of 300 million, can sit on their ass and collect. Animator is a fucking god. I know he is. Isn't that right, Animator? Cody49701.
Oh, yeah, it's one of my boys. Yeah, I love you too, Cody. I know I'm a god. I made Luigi say the N-word. That's something only God can do. Wait, what? No.
No. I can't. So here's the thing, right? A lot of people would view me as a racist when it comes to things, and they would view a lot of people as a racist. In retrospect, how you should view yourself is as a creator, as anything, as a non-self-hating, creationalist. You don't want to sit on your ass and do nothing. Again, Stephen is a complete idiot. Again, going back to that, sorry. When you have thousands of people from every individual state, and certain states pay more taxes or get more government funding, like, I don't know if you check below in the links below in this description, but I did write down 3 of them. One of them explains how you could economically fuck up an entire country, and there's like 10 ways to do it. Obamacare was one of them, primarily. Another one is all these, I'm not even going to call them old people. I'm going to just call them young yuppies that got this silver spoon in their mouth and got these jobs that pay them more than they should be fucking earning just because they're sitting there distributing things and paperwork.
I love you too, Cody!
Try to stay to the topic, though, No Name.
I'm sorry, I just love him. I can't help it.
Okay. So, No Name Animator joins me here because, again, no restrictions, and he's from Mexico. And it's better to have diversity when questioning the stupidity of the fucking world in general. And, I don't know what the hell is going on in Mexico, but apparently they seem all very fucking happy in Mexico. I could consider moving there.
Yeah, that's the thing about Mexican people. We are so fucked, we have nothing to lose. So we're just happy because we can't lose anything.
Generally speaking, so.
Yeah, generally.
That's
why it's one of the happiest and horniest countries in the world. Socialism is the best system, Cody. Changed my life.
Socialism. Yeah, it kind of is. Although, not many people would like the idea of socialism. Better red than dead.
I think socialism is cool. You know, some families die, but it's cool.
You have, like,
to happen.
Not to go off topic here, but unfortunately this is going off topic. We have people like, what the hell was his name? Justin Bieber, who's Canadian, who comes in here, runs up Hollywood, makes, thousands of dollars and millions off of just little girls, and making these kids songs for, I guess, Disney or whatever company hoists him up on a fucking platform. And then what does he turn around and do? He nearly gets abolished and kicked out of the United States, and then loses shit ton of money, goes to, clubs and just fucks around and riches. People like that are just fucking shit. Like, I don't understand how, musicians and rappers make such huge amounts of money that they could live in a mansion just because they wrote music. Like, it baffles my brain how stupid people are. Like, I could go outside, on the side of a street and bang pots and pans and fucking trash lids together and then get a music deal and then live in a fucking mansion? Really? Like, the jobs and economy, it's just... the supply and demand for it just doesn't make any sense. But again, that's something that is completely biased, and, it's not here for me to say that in that place, but in that setting. But I can say that it makes no fucking sense that people are getting paid that much for their jobs. I consider physical hard work, like such as cleaning up a really old, derailed train to be put back on a fucking railroad, some shit like that, repairs, physical hard labor, putting in pipes in the ground, hard shit, like construction level shit. People like that should be getting paid a fucking fortune and getting, like, 3 mansions. That's how I view it in my book. If you work hard, you deserve more money. Physical labor, you deserve more money. Computer labor, where you're slaving away, or if you're animating for Family Guy, or, another cartoon or an animation, or doing animations for Adult Swim, Rick and Morty, and you're busting your ass, and you're writing every day, and you're doing hard work to the point where you're passing out at the cell drawing board to even make an animation, you deserve the pay. Not the fucking people that sit around and do jack shit. That's just my 2 cents on your regular worker who deserves the right pay. But again, that's not how the system works, and it's bullshit. So, No Name, can you tell me a little bit, just anything about the Mexican economy? Mexico's economy, rather, sorry.
Okay, what I know, I think this is also all over the world, that higher classes rules. Like, higher classes are the ones taking the lead on everything. And, lower classes is just there, not giving a shit about anything. So, it's more about the position people are in, and, like, the power they have with the economy. Oh, wait, I'm actually getting another Mexican that has more knowledge about this. I'm getting him into the server.
Oh, great. Perfect.
He'll
your
have
friend,
a
right?
better answer to your question. Yeah, my friend I told you about.
Okay, perfect.
Him.
And Aaron Heinecker, I spoke to a couple nights ago. How you doing? He is from up north Canada. I'm not going to specify where for his own, security, but he could probably give you a better situation of how economically screwed Canada is. Every country is screwed because it's a pandemic. There's no really getting around it. I could see, like, third world, countries, really getting away with it because they weren't probably affected with it. Nobody probably went there, We have these people that would vacation out to these big areas, and then they're coming back, with the virus that already spread. And if it's like a really small country that, nobody would ever visit, they're probably safe. So I would say somewhere in South Africa or South America, maybe some small, like, little state down in South America. I don't know anything about South America, but, there's probably some places down there that some people have gone to and not gotten infected by it. I'm going to look that up later, South America's COVID cases. Because we don't really know anything besides the United States over here. That's all we've been getting news on. But that's America's situation on COVID and economy-wise. So is that friend of yours coming in?
Oh yeah, he just clicked the link. I think he may be joined by now. But he's not really experienced using Discord, so he may take a little bit longer.
That's fine. Snitman's also in here, another one of my staff members, but he's been dead quiet this entire time. And talking about music,
Yeah,
banging pots and
I think.
banging pots and pans together is much better than rap and hip hop. I'll take anything over Wiz Khalifa and Lil Wayne. I just, in general, music the last 20 years it's just 15, reasonably 15. Last 15 has sucked. Like, the last decent, radio song. When I'm saying radio song, I mean something acceptable on the radio that everyone can play and listen to and like in the car, was Kid Rock. And that was like early 2005. And that was like car acceptable. Nowadays, you turn on the car and you get whatever, Megan Fox, garbage, Disney XD, Disney Plus, your Justin Timberlake, your whatever, and it makes me want to fucking vomit. Excuse my French, but it's gross, the level of reluctancy in music that you don't hear online. Like, I would like to hear some cyberpunk music legitimately on the radio. Some shit created by, my pal BDX, Adam. Actual music that doesn't have lyrics. Because all the time you hear on the radio, every song has lyrics now. And if it's just do, if that's the lyrics, then yeah, that's the lyrics. That's how bad some songs are. I quoted a song. I don't recall what the name of it is, but I've heard it before dozens of times in the radio. Every song I've listened to has lyrics, unfortunately. But it doesn't need to have fucking lyrics. Not everything needs lyrics. You could just have a metal song. What about Dragon Force, Fire Through Thunder? That barely has any lyrics. It has some, but not many. The only thing I know is that South America is that Jair Bolsonaro is the Donald Trump of that continent. He is the president of Brazil, and they have the second most confirmed COVID cases. That's news to me. I definitely want to look into that because I did find out from the video that I'm going to be producing soon for the N64. The history of N64 is so shrouded that this company called Gradient, which had a toy company out in Brazil, and I don't know what the issue was, but I guess Nintendo couldn't get any confirmed patents or copyrights to distribute anything in Brazil, so I guess South America got screwed over on video games. That kind of makes sense, but I guess they didn't get much imports, if it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I guess the States got the better end of it. Yeah, I've never visited South America. I've only seen it on a map a couple times in school. Other than that, I don't really look up news about South America. I had an aunt that visited Brazil one time a long while back for a boyfriend, and that was it. That was a weird thing. That was really weird. You got people over all the way in fucking Brazil? Like, really? Like, date someone in the States if you're gonna do that. It's not really worth.
Brazil is a nice country.
I know, but is it really worth? Is it really worth travel of like thousands of miles for love? I mean,
Yeah,
100 miles is understandable, bare minimum. Anything more than that's obsessive to me. Like when I first met my wife, she lived 77 miles from me. That was the furthest I was. It was an hour's travel. Honestly, 1 hour's travel. I had no problem with it.
Worth it?
It was worth it, because I've been with her for almost 4 years now. Hello there, 123. Is that him?
I don't know. I think it is.
You see. Hello there. Expand dong. You know what I should do? I should be putting the link to my Discord in the video descriptions of these. I really should be, but unfortunately
No, put the MPN Discord.
Yeah, no, I'm not doing that. We're not inviting people to the Mario Party NetPlay server because they're suspicious of you. And if they're suspicious of you, they might ban me because the staff member that runs the server of, 20k people is already not happy with me.
Yeah, not with any of
The
us.
only 3 South American countries my parents have been to are Peru, Venezuela, and Chile. Or, I'm sorry, Kyle. They call it Kyle, right? Kyle? Kyle.
Oh, is that Aaron guy, BBX?
No, that is a fan of mine, Mr. Filmmaker. BDX, you'll know when he's here.
He's gonna be here.
No, if he comes here, you'll know. I do want to get him on my next episode that I'm going to do. It's going to be about the primary baseless garbage music that we get on a day-to-day basis on the fucking radio. And I'm sure he's going to love to chime in and give his 2 cents of how stupid music producers and their distributors, you know, how they're really garbage. Because let's face it, they always do the shtick you hear on South Park where, oh, they gotta be like this you know, underage sexy looking boy, you know, where they get money and they plaster it for women and try to sell it to women like drugs. It's so sad how music industry is, you know, gone down to the shitter compared to 80s, 90s, you know, where they actually had real music deals going down between real individuals and they made crap tons of money legitimately. Because it was new. It was unheard of rock and roll stuff that you would hear back then. Wasn't something that was common. They made their genres. How are you doing? Hello there.
We have two beaners in the call now.
That's offensive
Hello
to say
there.
that, but okay.
Oh,
How you doing?
What's offensive?
Saying the B word.
No, I don't think so because, you know, the Mexican politics in the last few years have been a shithole. Hi.
Huh. So describe to me the economic state of Mexico, since you're the smarter one of the two about Mexico.
Well, Mexico can be described as a, how can I say it, a scramble of economical policies, since we had a lot of socialism, socialist policies in the past, but now we shifted to a neoliberal, and then we turn back to a welfare state, kind of.
Since when? Since Felipe Calderón or Peña Nieto?
Well, in 1998 we switched from socialist policies to neoliberal ones, and then we switched back to socialist policies in the last election.
It sounds like a good thing.
1998 was a shitty year.
Yeah.
It sounds like you guys are finally getting back on the right track during the pandemic.
Puto el que no habla español.
Yeah, kind of, but the thing is that over 75% of the Mexican population has like diabetes and all those conditions. Well, not only diabetes, but like overweight or diabetes or obesity. So
you're describing the basic American man that eats too much McDonald's.
Yeah,
Essentially,
yeah, basically.
So curving out the fat.
Yeah.
Continue.
So we are struggling with that because a lot of people rise their mortality rates because of that.
What are the since I don't really know name. So what are the what kind of government funding does Mexico give out? Like United States gives out Social Security and food stamps. Like is any of the programs that Mexico get, do they get abused in that country? Do they like trade and sell government funds?
we have Social Security. It's called the Mexican Institute of Social Security. It was founded in the 30s, I think.
So I think it's called MIS, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I remember hearing that.
Yeah, but they stole a lot of money from there, so it's very like, and they try to privatize it, so it's very like weak, but in the same sense, it gives a lot of services.
And do they have food stamps?
The president just started a program to give like money to students and jobs. So yeah, we have some of like that, but we don't. In the last year, yeah.
But I'm a student. I can get some hookers.
There you go, dude.
There you go.
That's unfortunately, student loans have just turned into anyone's money. A lot of people go to banks and just say, yeah, I need a student loan, I'm going to go to school. In retrospect, they walk away and they immediately use it for something else. Common, very common.
That's pretty fucked up.
Yeah, a lot of
if you walk into a bank and say, hey, look, I want to start a legitimate business and, I need a couple $1,000s for a car loan. I need a car. They won't give it to you. Because you need transportation to go to and from, that new job opportunity or whatever that you want to go to, but they won't give you the money for that. But they'll give out thousands for a student loan with a dead-end job with no promise and guarantee.
Yeah, but that's the thing is a lot of students down there, well, out there in the USA, get like in debt, right?
Oh yeah, they do. That's why I didn't take up college. I didn't take up college debts because it's just too much money. There's no point to going in $20,000, $10,000, $30,000 debt with school for a job that'll get you and put you back at least 5 years of working to even pay off the debts. When you're done, there's no point.
Don't you have like public education, like universities?
Like public transportation? We have buses and such.
Public schools.
Public schools like universities.
Yes.
Yes?
Yeah, we have public schools.
So why do you guys like get so in debt? Like aren't they free or?
So the public schools, to my knowledge, you still have to pay taxpayer money in order to be put into it, and you have to go through some weird paperwork with local municipals to even get into these schools. But if you're talking about elementary to high school, that's all free. But like up from that point, college is not free.
In Mexico we have a lot of free colleges.
See, that's impressive.
Yeah, we have the biggest college
my view is
Latin America.
Education should be near free, with the exception of programs and how, I understand that schools need money in order to run the electricity, have teachers, have security, to prevent school shooters going in there and damaging property and killing students, innocent people, bystanders. I understand that. But when it comes to education, you shouldn't be able to put a price on that, because people, when they're taught, they can go out and use that knowledge for work and employment rather than be put back debt upon debt upon debt upon debt. And then you look at your national debt for, I don't know what the national debt is for Mexico, but it probably doesn't even exist compared to the US's. But, it's free money. It's free real estate.
Yeah. Yeah. But the thing is that the college is like $50 a semester.
That's reasonable.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's nice.
Hey, Nib, you didn't answer my question.
Like, a video game subscription
Do you want
for...
some cheese? I have some cheese here. Do you want some cheese?
Oh yeah, I mean I like cheese, so.
Yeah, who does it? Yeah,
Why
I'm
doesn't
gonna
this
send it to
talk
you.
about cheese my whole stream? Come on.
Why the fuck not? We have freedom of speech.
True.
He gets
I
sexually.
can say whatever the fuck I want, even
Se-
the N-word.
Yeah.
Which I'm not saying because I'm not an asshole.
He sexual attraction to cheese. He has.
To cheese, yeah. Yeah. that's
Cheese
the
the
secret
rabbit?
note.
I
No,
knew
not that one.
I knew No Name Animator was a furry. It is confirmed on episode 6 of the Such Bullshit podcast. Everyone, give No Name Animator a round of applause. Give him a clap. No, I'm fucking kidding. I'm kidding. Again, I'm just fucking with him.
Yeah, but anyway, I'm giving you some cheese soon, isn't it? Just wait for it.
I don't know where the fuck I was about to say.
Oh, cheese?
This stream is getting derailed by cheese talk.
Wait, if I like cheese from Sonic X, like I'm not a furry because he's not a furry. He's just like, I don't know. He looks like a fetus or something, like a blue fetus.
We are funded by the by the cheese industry.
The cheese industry.
Actually, yeah, we are.
There's something wrong with that.
Ryan was talking about that. But Mexican cheese.
So, what is the taxes that you receive on like pay stubs in Mexico compared to the U.S.?
I think it's 25%, 20.
No, I mean like overall, like say compared to last year to now, say if you worked and got $400 a week, what's the tax?
Yes.
What's the reduction after everything?
I think it's 25% of, or 15. I don't remember. I think 25. Yeah.
Yeah, our
Still a lot.
parents pay it, so we don't know.
Haha.
So you don't know how much tax deductions are on your pay stubs from every single,
Oh, wait, I'm gonna mute myself for a minute.
Well, in retrospect, here in the United States, as of a year now, I've seen tax increase from like 37 to 80 to 90. Sorry, this is late, but the economy of Canada, it's full of people who are very progressive about minority rights, but behind closed doors, they have no desire to hire anyone who's different. Yeah, that sounds about right. From the way South Park has labeled Canada for years.
Hey, it's 30% off, like 30% off, and for some companies it's up to 50%.
Too
Damn,
much.
that's
Yeah.
a lot of tax. That's half your
Way
wage.
Yeah. Yeah, but for
When a job
enterprises.
becomes half a person's wage, they need to quit. Because there's no profit. They're taking from you at that
I
point.
just asked my mom, like, how many taxes does she pay? And she was like, I don't know, your dad's knows. He's the one who pays it.
Yeah, but for the common Joe, it's 30%.
Yeah, 30% does sound accurate.
30%.
Yeah,
That's
30%.
still, like, that's still high.
Okay, so what's the difference now after COVID? Is it more?
No, it's the same.
In the U.S., it's gone up.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. I went, as I said, I went from paying like, 37 a week in taxes to this, all these individual things like FICA and ITA and Social Security, federal, medical, family, emergency, and then like a bunch of other taxes that I've never even heard of that I have no choice but to pay into by the state. State's another one, municipal fees, and
Yeah, we have other taxes, like car taxes and house taxes and
right.
yeah.
Yeah, we also pay for the on taxes.
Yeah, no, everything. You're right. Everything is taxed though, but I'm saying the amount you get on employment checks. So
Yeah.
your paychecks at the end of your week, have they changed in taxes for every individual charge? Have they gone up?
No, it's like 30%.
For here, it has gone from average $37 to $80 in a week. That's a big of a difference. That's $50. That's
Yeah.
basically $200 a month in additional money that I could have had in my pocket since COVID launched. And in the United States, that $200 is being distributed to unemployed yuppies that could have a better job but are refusing to work because A, they feel like there's no point because they're already getting paid more than what they did working, so the government's just giving a free handout. And as I said earlier on before you joined, Steve Mnuchin, who is our United States Secretary of the Treasury, the 77th to do it, is a complete mortal fuck-up. And the fact that, he has said on interview, on camera, on Twitter, that, oh yeah, we realized that we gave them too much, people are sitting down, and we're going to give out another surplus check. I'm like, fucking really? What you need to do is give the surplus check to the fucking essential worker. Get a COVID tax on the people who've been unemployed before COVID. Tax them for their money back on the additional money that you fucked up giving out too much of, and get them back to work. And give them some kind of initiative pay to go back. An initiative bonus or something. So that way we have our workers again and have chains back up. Right now, we don't have jack shit. Like, factories for soda companies right now, they're running low on people. Because people are quitting their jobs due to COVID. They need people to maintenance and engineer the trucks. They don't have people to do that, so they can't distribute even the basics of water, soda, you name it, coffee. They can't distribute shit.
That's actually a great job for the beaners. They should do it.
Exactly. Well, I'm saying anyone can do that job. Is what essentially what I'm saying, but
Oh, so you're being racist because you're saying anyone can do it because the beaners can do it.
I'm just saying anyone in general can do it. God damn it. I'm just saying, look, anyone can do the job and be happy about it. But it's mostly Congress's fault because when Steve went over to Congress and was like, yeah, we need to give out money to these people who, are unemployed due to COVID, not only did Steve not know about
the basics of water, soap.
Okay, I heard myself there. Okay, I don't know why though, but Aaron was muted. I gotta reset that.
Yeah. Well, in Mexico, 50% of the economy is informal. Like 50% of the population.
Someone who is autistic, you won't believe how long it took me to secure a job when we've seen one of the happiest nations in the world. It's bullshit. Employment's bullshit. Open-ended interviews on jobs are bullshit. Where you have to answer a question. If you seem awkward at all, they won't hire you. But you could probably be the most intelligent person that they've ever met. Probably more intelligent than them, and they still won't hire you, and they're fucking dumb for doing it. When I get the socially awkward, quiet people, when I interview at my work, I give them a chance anyway. I just hire them. Because, A, they want to work. If they show they're not taking more than a couple days off, I keep them. If they're taking time and time again off, I'd fire them right away. And I said, look, you're taking off too many days. I need people who are active. Goodbye. You knew.
In what area do you work?
Yeah, I want people to work. Why? If you hire someone to work, do you not want them to work? Do you not want them showing up?
But in what area do you work in?
Right now, I'm not running my basic cable job that I've been doing because COVID fucked it up. So I've been running my family's deli. And essentially, that is an essential worker job. It doesn't pay as much as I want it to, and as much as I need to get my old job back. But unfortunately, it's what I'm stuck with. So I use this Such Bullshit podcast as a way to vent the basics of stupidity in America and other countries, of how simplistic it is to distribute things correctly, rather than be Steve Mnuchin, go on CNBC, or if that's how you pronounce the fucking, it's NBC's branch or whatever. You go on there and he's like, we need Trump to bail out New York, and dude, fuck off with you. You went to Congress.
Your president is dumb. Your president is dumb. Stupid.
Yeah, but
But he's hot.
Steve is, like, he went to Congress with the bill to start passing out things, but he had no knowledge of the unemployment rates, how the unemployment system worked in every individual state, and how stable and correct it was. New Jersey, the state that I'm residing in, was the first state to pass the masks are required law, and at the same time, it was the most fucked up unemployment system ever. They were trying to hire outside people in May to fix their unemployment system. They put out a fucking a professional grade, high paying job for $80K a year, or some a decent job, just to fucking fix a broken system that they can't figure out how to fix. But they didn't put any money towards fixing that, so people could get their unemployment and they could interview them correctly and have a working system. So rather than do that, they took this huge treasury that they had, this huge mountain of fucking cash ready to give out, and they're like, you know what? Let's just give it all to people who have no job. Without really looking at the amounts, not investigating, not, having them appear at, unemployment office to be registered and looked at and, examined if they're finding work or what they're doing. Nothing. They're just gonna give it all to them. And it's not, as I said before, off stream, and I've said it on Twitter, the rate of you dying right now from COVID is the same as getting struck by goddamn lightning. So what the fuck is our country doing? What is Mexico, Canada doing? What are all the other countries doing to correct this? Economically, we haven't seen anything like this since 1918, the Spanish flu. Which was, I don't know, over a fucking century ago. So why the hell should our economy go backward in the United States because some ass clown who is, I don't know, he's like 57 or something? Some ass clown of a 77th secretary is willfully giving out all this money and then doing it again in August, giving it to all the unemployed yuppies who are sitting on their asses, all the criminals that have been let out because they, oh, they have COVID, they could have COVID, so we got to let them out and get their health care, you know, and then letting the students go back to school during all that. So they let out all the pedophiles, the murderers, the drug dealers from the prisons, and now all the kids are going back to school. So, you know, let's imagine, you know, reverse the world here. Imagine Eric Harris and Dylan Klebold, the original Columbine shooters, were arrested instead of killing themselves, right? And they were let out on parole because of COVID. Alternate reality. Let's think of that right now. What's the first thing you think they would do?
Go to Call of Duty?
They would probably go right to Columbine High School and do it all over again.
Whoa, yeah.
Yeah.
We have a lot of drug traffickers also in jails, and they want to go out also.
And they're just going to repeat the same thing, and as soon as they're out, they'll get another surplus check in their bank account. What stops them from getting a surplus check? Nothing. And that's how stupid our state is. And then we have people looting ATMs and blowing themselves up and getting even more money, you know, not accounted for, and they have no idea of how to track all this. It's fucking chaos right now in the United States. And unfortunately, the Treasury is a joke, Congress is a joke, and Trump has called it out on it. Trump has turned around and said, hey, look, I'm not bailing you out. I'm not fixing this. This is your mistake. You fix it. You fuck up. When the mayor of Washington, D.C., or I think it was the Senate, when they needed the National Guard to come in, Trump was the one who called the National Guard in for the protesting. And that woman did nothing. And Trump called her out and it's like, look, we have all these people protesting right outside the White House. What are you doing? A black woman didn't want to do anything about it. Not trying to be racist there, but maybe she wanted to join in the protest. She's free to do that, but she still has a responsibility to the country, to that state. And she didn't want to, you know, follow through with that. So when you have Senate's politics being dirty, corrupt, not doing their jobs appropriately, while they're getting paid thousands to millions in a year, and we're just taking this. We get the Department of Treasury gets $300 fucking million in net worth over his lifetime of money he's made legitimately working for a corrupt-ass government by doing a half-ass job. So he couldn't have taken that $300 million and dumped it into something more, you know, correct, that would have fixed the bailout, would have fixed our deficit, would have fixed, ultimately, not putting us back 5, 10, 20 years of, you know, what the fuck is it? Everything. Everything monetary, economically. Our debt, our value in money. You know, we're probably going to be looking at everything in price going up once again, with our minimum wage going up once again in all states. There's no point. There's no point to increasing minimum wage at that point if everything's going to be taxed more because of a simpleton's fuck-up at that point.
Do you tax the wealthy?
What was that?
Do you tax the billionaires down there?
Yeah.
A lot?
Yeah.
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 That's the unfortunate truth of politics, is that they're dirty and shouldn't be getting near as much money as they should for the responsibilities and jobs and positions that they hold. If I ran...
What is your political stance?
was socialism.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
It already says it on my Discord. Socialist libertarian. I would rather have a world that has money in their pockets, is, you know, the perfect world ideal of everything, no racism, no bullshit. And if I had the chance, if I was a fucking president right now, I would be passing laws on, you know, internet laws. I would be stepping up cybersecurity. You know, I would be, you know, stepping up the criminal justice system on cyber harassment, cyber stalking, cyber death threats, swatting, all that shit. Unfortunately, across every state, here's a good example. Go to Pennsylvania, and they only have, it was a PFA, protection from abuse, but they have nothing on cybersecurity. Nothing on cyber tracking, stalking, harassment, nothing. Death threats. You could receive a death threat and they come to your house. Guess what? They won't give you a fucking... The DA in Pennsylvania will not give you anything for cyber related. Nothing. That's corrupt. That is. If something gets a national threat, we should take it seriously. No matter what state, no matter what fucking area, town, whatever. And unfortunately, we have this broken-ass, greedy system of redneck yuppies and old people that want to collect their money and just die off without a care for the system and money that they're being given. It is very bullshit, and it's a stupid world that we live in. And if it were up to me, I would do, if I was the United States President right now, what I would do is I would throw out the entire government, and I'm not saying the entire government, I'm saying the municipals, the state police departments, the sheriff's departments, the county sheriff's departments. I would put them all back into training. I would throw out every judge of every single federal, state, county, and municipal building. I'd throw out all of them, tell them go get a new job. Not hand them any unemployment, cut them off from every bit of severance pay, and focus on actually getting trained government officials into every one of them courts and counties, and having them not be biased, not be taken out to lunch, not be bought off by these fucking gangster yuppies on the streets that, you know, think they're top shit. And run the system individually.
Yeah, but wouldn't that fuck them up if they have no jobs?
There's a huge job economy out there. They can find jobs. What I'm trying to say is I don't think people should be in charge of law enforcement if they can't be trusted with a system without corrupting it themselves.
That's why we need religion.
Huh. Okay.
You know, I'm not going to say no on that, because that actually does sound accurate. We do need more religion. Unfortunately, churches get the short end of things.
Omero, do you realize that 80% of our country is extremely Catholic, and we have a lot of problems because of that?
Yeah.
Of religion? Oh yes, I have experienced a lot. Yeah.
What I would like to do is, at the same time, a lot of people would be against taking down Christian churches. What I would do is just host an anything church.
Anything.
An anything church, so you can pray to anything you want without being held to it.
Can I pray to spaghetti or to cows?
Like, I wouldn't care if somebody went into a church and started praying to Satan, because you know what? Maybe Satan's their belief.
Yeah.
If you wanted to pray to the big cheese gods above, you know, and say, hey, look, cheese god, give me the biggest cheese wheel of all time, the most delicious of cheese. You know, that's a person's decision to walk into a church and say that. A confession booth,
Homero would like
with
that.
them.
No Neymar Rivera would like that.
Oh, I know.
What,
I know.
Wait, what?
Yeah, what? Nothing.
I couldn't listen. What would I like?
Cheese.
Cheese. Oh yeah, I would.
Yeah.
A basic system that is run by a bunch of morons stumbling around in a gigantic office that they built with too much money, whereas a smaller office would have made a better decision economically, and they could have decided more easier without all these microphones. This big fancy fucking GOP Congress office where they sit there and huddle around and circle jerk one another like Reddit posters.
Oh, that's
like-
fucking hot.
Yeah, basically. I mean, a system run by our Congress just doesn't operate the way, you know, you would be taught growing up, if that makes sense. That it's this perfect
I don't
world
like-
system, and you know.
I don't like your legal system.
You don't like my legal system.
Yeah, like the USA legal system. I study law down here.
Are you saying the U.S. legal system or my view of a legal system?
The US legal system.
Oh yeah, no, it's fucking dog shit. Like, here's a good example. And this is a true story. In my hometown, I watched a black man walk into a Walmart and he stole $200 worth, 2 paint guns. And then he went out to his car, and the cops cuffed him, you know, walked in, pulled him out of his car, and they towed his car and fined his car and put it in the pound. So he's charged for that, and he has to pay to get his car out of a pound. Fair enough. But then when I get robbed out of my own house, $1,000 out of my safe, and I have evidence, they don't do anything.
Yeah.
That's justice? Because a big commercial has money, and, you know, and insurance, and can pay off cops to do whatever. But, you know, a regular white man gets robbed, it don't matter. No big deal. White or black man, if they get robbed, they don't give a shit. It's fucked up.
AMLO.
I never seen a black person getting robbed, and I would love to see that.
I've seen it.
Oh, what did they do?
A high school friend of mine, Jarrett Jimenez, when he moved out, before he moved out of his house, he got robbed of like $600 worth of like games and stuff out of his own room. And we knew the person who did it, and it was a friend. And he tried to run off and sell it at a Berlin Mart, and we caught him in the middle of doing it, but the cops didn't show up or arrest him or anything.
AMLO.
AMLO. Yeah, AMLO.
Like, me and him both called the police that day, and they showed up. We caught, I'm just gonna say the person's name was M. And M knew full damn well that it wasn't his shit. And he only took all of it because he bought one game and left it over the house. And we accidentally broke it because it just stopped reading all of a sudden. It was a disc-based game. So what he ends up doing, he steals everything and tries to pawn it off. Guy was a dick. Huge dick.
Yeah.
Cops coming like, oh, we can't do anything. Like, really? We're not going to investigate? You're not going to take him into custody and question him? Nothing? That's half a G. And to, you know, a young adult, $1,000 is a lot of money. Half a G is a lot of money. You gotta imagine, you know, you 18, 19, you know, you have rent, car payments, you need to eat, so all in all, you're spending close to $1,200 to $2,000 a month. So half a G is a lot of money saved. You know,
Yeah,
put to the
that's
side. As a young adult, for me now, half a G is, I would say, a third of the value of this fucking room that I'm in.
Yeah. Do you know that the president of Mexico militarized the police?
Really.
Yeah, but I think he did it because of COVID and a lot of corruption in the federal states.
They decommissioned the police in my hometown, and I guess all across the United States as well, because the police are just constantly sitting out in front of their municipal buildings. The courts are closed, thank God, because my hometown's court judge is a black woman who is sexist and racist towards white men. But overall, every case has just gone to shit. I feel like it shouldn't even be people running a system at this point. Like, we need more of a justice system on fucking YouTube when it comes to copyright and trademark claims than we do with this. Actually, they're pretty equal now that I stop to think about it. They're both pretty bad. When you got YouTube trying to become TV, and you have a United States Secretary of the Treasury fucking up, and lo and behold, our economy is now permanently screwed. That says something about the world we live in and how dumb people can be. Instead of giving out surplus checks to everyone again, they should only give it out to the essential workers who have been working. That's number one. Number two, they need to pass a fucking COVID tax to the people who haven't been working before COVID and after. And they need to start pushing to get those people reemployed if they lost a job, because they shouldn't be sitting on their ass. Because if I haven't, they shouldn't. And I shouldn't be paying for them to sit on their ass. No one who has been an essential worker thus far in the United States should have to be working their ass off to pay the taxes and unemployment and Social Security to the lazy fuck sitting down doing nothing, who had a job prior to this. Yes or no? Yes or no to that?
No, I'm an animator. I don't know.
You're an animator. You
Fair.
don't know.
Yeah, I'm an animator. I don't know. I don't really know about that shit. I know my parents paid for it, and I use that money to use the internet and jack off.
Snip, what do you think about it? What's your
Does
view?
someone still have a dragon dildo here?
Oh, I have one. Do you
Wow.
want it?
No, I don't want it.
Snip,
weird.
what the fuck? I asked you
I
a
can
question.
use it for you.
Well, just mail it to Maris. He likes that shit.
Oh yeah, he likes. Well, I don't know.
Okay. Can we
Actually,
get
wait,
on the
hold on.
topic?
There-
I
hold on,
swear to
Taylor,
God.
sorry.
You know. All right,
We exposed it. My bad.
Well,
bro.
I think that taxes serve some important duty, but at the same time, I think that there are a lot of people who are just lazy. I don't know.
No, but
Honestly, yeah.
real,
I mean, it's kind of a hard issue with so many people in the world now. Like, I don't know. But
I'm filosofílico.
30% is kind of pushing it. Shouldn't go above that, in my opinion.
30%.
I think we need Thanos just to snap. I'm a Thanos supporter. I think he was right. He should eliminate half the world population and just get over with the problems.
Hey, animator, do you know that there is no such thing as overpopulation?
Why is that?
Explain that one. I'm curious.
Because we have the resources to feed everyone in the world, and we have the resources to even, I think it's like 20 billion people, we have the resources for that. But we have a lot of maldistribution, and we have a lot of mass, like we have overpopulation, but only in certain areas. Like we don't have very good land distribution in the world.
Yeah, that's
Because we're
true.
building on that land.
Like, holy
Constantly.
shit, have you guys ever seen how much food gets wasted from farms?
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, boy,
Yeah.
in Mexico, you
Dude.
find lemons on the street because no one fucking uses them, and they just fall off the floor, and they die. They get
perfectly
wasted.
good, perfectly good food gets wasted because it won't sell in the market. It's fucking retarded.
Yeah, also the Walmarts and all of that, they throw a lot of food.
It makes me fucking sick, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, Walmart's trying to get it out to the people that don't know that there's produce stands and such, or just can't make the time to go out of their way to a stand like that. There's not many stands like that either.
Yeah, but they try to use the overpopulation example just to make like, hold on.
Man, I have to stop and question myself. How many of these episodes am I gonna fucking do? I'm almost at the end of this one tonight. It's almost at the hour mark. I don't know what kind of, you know, how many episodes of this do I plan to do?
30.
30?
Yeah.
Do as many as you feel like you need to do, you know?
I feel like I'll stop at
What's the-
100.
like, what's
Yeah,
your purpose
this
for
is
the
not The
podcast?
Walking Dead. You can do as many episodes as you want.
Stops at 100. Or no, I have a better. I'll stop at 69.
They're doing as many episodes as they want anyway. Walk with the Walking
I'll
Dead,
do
so.
an episode. You know, the episode 69 will be the final one, and it'll be sex related or something stupid because I won't care.
But
'Cause
then
I'll
you're
just
gonna
be, you
want
know-
to do another podcast, and you know you're not one. You won't want to kill the number. So I don't think you should.
That's true. Let's just be real here. Like, even if you decide to stop doing it eventually, or like soon, eventually you're probably gonna be like, oh man, I kind of want to do another podcast or something. Like, I don't know. Just
Do how
if
much
you,
you want.
I'll
if you
just
need
switch
to
back
give
to
it
doing video
hiatus,
game
it's a
streams.
break, but like, I don't know. Or I don't know. Whatever. It's your choice. And also, like, where do you want this to go? Do you want it to become a viable like source for like income? Do you want to get sponsors and ads on this thing? And so you can actually have a reason to do it, or is it just something you want to do on the side, do a little bit of them, and then just kind of drop off and whatever? I don't know.
Little-
Like,
little
it's
of
just something you
everything.
gotta think about.
A little of everything, but I'm not looking for monetary value.
Yeah.
Just wanna,
Hard to
just
get.
wanna do these to get
No
my
one
point
should.
across, so people get to understand what the fuck I'm about.
Yeah, and that's fair. And that's just something you have to decide how long and how many things you should go over before you feel like the point is gotten across appropriately.
Yeah, you should get your mom on the podcast. I think she have a lot of points about Americans' economy.